Buongiorno. I'm Nino Caruso, founder and director of Veeno. We have 4 locations that we run across the UK ourselves, a franchisee in Durham and a location in Poland that we opened in 2026, and hopefully a venue opening in 2026 in England very soon. My role at Veeno has developed massively from the beginning, obviously. I started as a kitchen porter, bartender, marketing, HR, you name it, specialist, especially meaning that I didn't have a clue when I started about any of these things. Never served at a table before, was very shy, and then I learned all the way through how to deal with most of these things, or at least find a solution, find someone that could help me with. And as of now, my job is purely to make sure that everyone working with me has the right tools, the right support, the right vision to do their job properly and do it with passion and authenticity as much as possible. To someone starting a business in hospitality, especially in 2026, I would give the advice of being very, very sure about who you are and what you want to be, because it's always easy to fall into the trap of chasing a customer, chasing a sale, and trying to offer something extra, try to adapt because you feel like you need to pay rent or you need to pay the bills, but especially at the beginning. But I think, and that's we're very keen on what we're doing at Veeno as well, in terms of going back to our roots as much as possible. You need to know what you want to bring. You need to be authentic, because it's the only thing customers in the end will see if you are able to transmit that to your teams. Everything else comes as a consequence. So engage with the team, make sure that they know what you stand for, and try to be as contagious as possible about that, and focus on 80% of your time on that, and the rest will come naturally. The things that I love the most are all around people. So that could be spending time with customers, maybe earlier in my journey, and now spending time with the teams. And I think the best example is that I got really excited about a very simple thing. So I was in Edinburgh literally yesterday, meeting up with the team, and we had a massive wine delivery coming through the doors. And obviously the guys started unpacking it very quickly, and I just felt like jumping and helping, because obviously I was there, so we unloaded it faster. But the weird thing is that simple thing made me really, really happy. I just felt part of the team, and show also how grateful I am to them, because I don't get to show them very often in a physical way. But that's the fun that you get with people is the best part of the recent project I've been working and made me really, really proud. Has to do with Veeno, but in the very roots of what we do, because obviously the most special thing about Veeno is they produce wine back in Sicily with my family. And when I started in 2013, my dream was to bring that kind of produce to the UK, together with the aperitivo culture, meats and cheeses, then became also pasta and pizza along the line. And we managed to work around 5 years ago with Mosquito Laboratory, if you translate it, Zanzara in Italiano, that works with disabled children with intellectual and behavioral kind of issues. And by bringing them products of our land, images, telling them stories, showing them videos, we asked them to put together a selection of labels and essentially just draw and have fun for our battles, so like this one. And it has been a very, very emotional journey. In the meantime, obviously, we became also parents of 2, so even more seeing how we could also break some cultural barriers through kind of talking about some things that maybe sometimes are a bit awkward, and bring that message out there. By far the most emotional thing we've done. So I think this project was so successful from the beginning, because it incorporates different values from our tradition, our future, how we see how certain barriers, cultural barriers, should be broken down. And it gives really a soul to the wine, because in the end you can have wine from so many different places, from so many labels, so different prices. But in the end, wine is the story behind it, and is the people that represent the made that started. In my case, for example, it was my great-grandfather planted the first vines in 130 years ago, something like that. So I think that's what the magic is telling the story and helping other people to do similar things, and getting more of these children and other people with different disabilities to get more out of the life, experience more, and support them as best as we can.